So, have you ever wondered just how many toilets are actually in Skibidi Toilet? Well, in this video, I aim to tell you about every single unique toilet in the whole series. Let's get started with the original Skibidi Toilet. The face of the franchise and the first Skibidi Toilet to appear, the one who started it all. A head coming from the toilet, singing a mix of Give It To Me and Skibidi Bop. Yes, yes, playing a small snippet now.
My style is ridiculous.
Skibidi bop bop bop, yes yes. Skibidi bop bop nim nim. Skibidi bop bop bop, yes yes. Skibidi bop bop nim nim.
We ain't here to hurt nobody.
He has the head of Male of Seven, another major character in Boom's animations, and has lovingly been nicknamed John Skibidi by the Skibidi community, similar to John Fallout, John Kaizen, and other names of that nature. Strangely enough, these guys emerge from urinals inside of an elevator. Two of them, on the left and right respectively, sing the classic song before the green-haired female toilet emerges from the middle to sing the lyrics of Give It To Me until being swiftly killed. Our first clear indication of a worldwide takeover, with this extremely large toilet squishing someone and attacking our point of view character, and likely every other pedestrian on the bridge. These toilets move alongside the large toilet in episode 3, flanking its sides and appearing to be militaristic in a sense. It also shows like the Skibidi toilet varying in size. I call it semi-average because it's about the size of an adult human, if I had to guess, being able to easily fit through the doors and burst into the restaurant in this episode. The smallest toilet variant thus far, swarming the restaurant when the semi-average toilet arrives. These large toilets play a remix of the Skibidi toilet song mixed with the Imperial March. They warp in and fly without any form of visible propulsion. It is likely they are also astro defectors, possibly having been carriers, especially with their size and the fact they deploy miniature toilets. These are the Skibidi toilets that are deployed by the carriers, also seeming to fly without propulsion. They also have these very obvious red eyes, which later become a defining feature of the Astro toilets. Another toilet who uses a unique remix of the Skibidi toilet song, instead being with Bloody Mary, which was very popular on short form content around the time due to the release and popularity of Wednesday. This is our first sign of toilet assimilation into society, as this one takes on the role of a DJ. The leader of the Skibidi toilet, being the largest we've seen thus far, and appears alongside a swarm of other Skibidi toilets upon one being killed, just like episode 4, suggesting a possible hive mind, and of course his most iconic ability is his laser eyes. These toilets also come in varying sizes, being small or medium, and it shows the Skibidi toilets taking on a role of law enforcement, another sign of their assimilation into society. As the closed captions on this video indicate, this toilet is a boss, seemingly appointed to take control of one of society's most influential mediums, being religion. The halos are attached by sticks. He sings a holy rendition of the Skibidi song, and as the cameraman enters and he consumes one, he gets red eyes, possibly indicating that he's also an astro defector. But on a meta level, this could potentially be Boom commenting on religion and how easy it is to insert your own views into it. The Saint Skibidi toilet acting the false prophet, assimilating the masses and inserting their views. The widely accepted name of this toilet is the triplet toilet, but in fact its canon name is triple toilet, and the fact of it being a general/boss comes with a description of the episode. But the obvious reasoning behind the name is that it's made of 3 toilets, with 1 head each, with the backmost head having horns. Perhaps the role of this toilet is to be some kind of aspirational goal for all the toilets, clearing the battlefield with its many heads. Another name that comes from the description, he's very large and is a prison toilet with the walls and floors attached, with 3 rockets on both sides to propel him forward at massive speeds. Regardless of its allies or enemies, he will run them over. His eyes being pure white and his head twitching unnaturally, it makes you think he is a prototype for another highly fast toilet. Instead of the typical white porcelain, this toilet opts for a brown, which is very rare to see, and it appears in an Easter egg in big crowds, such as the episode described on screen, episode 15, and in episode 27. A very sneaky toilet being able to get behind our POV cameraman and then kills him with an elbow drop. His most defining feature is the cap on his head. Do I even count this one? I mean, this is the every toilet video, so yeah, This is the camera toilet. It was made by the cameramen to infiltrate Skibidi bases by disguising as a basic Skibidi toilet. The base that the cameras spy on contained multiple scientists, part of the Skibidi science team. The scientists that we know and love started off the same way as any other Skibidi toilet, being a normal white porcelain toilet. Meow. Translating. Just an Easter egg that hardly appears for a few seconds in episode 16 amongst the other toilets. The first example of the Skibidis stealing and repurposing Alliance tech, using the legs and machine guns from their striders to make their own strider toilet. The first of which we see here, which charges the cameraman at the end. Helicopter toilet. A toilet that uses helicopter blades to fly, and shows that the toilets are experimenting with helicopter blades and thrusters and other alternative forms of transportation, as the defected Astro toilet's natural flight is quite slow. And, fun fact, the helicopter toilets use the exact same model as shown in the picture, as just like a bald white guy with glasses, basic toilet, helicopter blades. A toilet that uses a camo pattern, also wearing a red bandana around its head. Not entirely sure of the purpose served in a populated city such as the one in the episode, but it shows that the Skibidis are experimenting with other materials and colours and potentially stealth. A toilet with 5 heads all in one bowl of varying ethnicities. The strider legs are also white/beige, unlike the typical black colour. And in my opinion, more toilets should be made like this. Bring multi-headed toilets back. A blink and you'll miss the Easter egg of a toilet whose water tank is entirely detached from its body and just floating in the air. A Titan-sized grey toilet that wears a balaclava ski mask. Aside from its size and its uniquely black toilet, it has no unique powers or abilities. A large toilet made of a black material with jetpack thrusters on the cistern. The toilet itself has a large black fedora, and yeah, the description says a Skibidi deal was interfered with, and in Season 9, the miniature toilet was changed to glitch toilet, making you wonder what the deal was. Speaking of, easily the most advanced toilet we've seen up to this point, made of a shiny grey metallic material. 3 metal plates around the front of the toilet for ramming. A strange module replaces the water tank, presumably to go at the speeds he displays, going so fast that it only leaves a blue streak of lightning behind. His eyes are completely white, and his head twitches unnaturally, possibly being unstable due to all the energy coursing through his body. The scientist toilet from episode 16 has ascended to become the chief, truly making his presence known, having a dark grey toilet, a mysterious device on the side of his head, potentially a weapon, and 2 claw grips to act as arms on his sides, and a metal claw overhead that he uses to hold his experiments down. These toilets are designed to infect and take over the bodies of Alliance members by stabbing their metal wiry tongues into the necks of Alliance members and taking over their systems. The smaller variants strangely come from scientists' mouth, while the larger variants are obviously used for larger targets, i.e. Titan Speakerman. Another camera toilet, but Titan-sized. He's equipped with 2 laser guns on the sides of his toilet, making him much more of a threat. The first Skibidi toilet fused with the body of an Alliance agent, this one being a large Speakerman. He has elongated fingers like infected agents and moves very stiffly, either showing how toilets aren't used to full body anatomy, or the theory that hybrids, more commonly referred to as mutants, though they should be hybrids, are the result of a parasite completely taking over the body of an agent. Maybe a combination of both in this instance? The first of many upgrades for the boss of Skibidi toilets. He now has 2 laser guns on his sides, including his eye lasers. It totals to 4. He has metal plates on his front and sides, and 2 jetpack thrusters on the sides of his water tank, making him deadlier, stronger, and faster. A normal-sized grey toilet given metal shielding on the front and jetpack thrusters on the sides of its cistern for movement. However, it was the first example of flush protection, as a metal cap was placed over this one. You've seen toilets, you've seen urinals, but have you seen a bathtub, with 3 Skibidi heads all inhabiting it, which is the first of its kind. A Skibidi toilet with a rusted form. It moves around on wheels for fast yet stealthy movement. It has arms made out of some flexible material, potentially wires, and most notably, the lack of a mouth for complete silence. This toilet we used to sneak up on unsuspecting cameramen to steal the lens technology to adapt to their biggest threats. Also coming in a variety of sizes, like the normal toilets, these toilets are grey, and that becomes commonplace amongst the rest of the toilets from now on. They wear sunglasses made out of the material of the protected lenses, giving them immunity to the TV people. A toilet that uses tentacles for locomotion, another experiment on limb types for the Skibidis. It uses 4 in total, but can walk around fine with just 3, while 1 can be used for attacks, likely stabs with sharp prongs on the end. This toilet also wears glasses, as being mass-produced by the toilets. A large armoured toilet equipped with glasses, a helmet, and 4 rocket launchers with 2 on each side. There's a mysterious weapon, likely a machine gun of some kind, attached to the top of the lid. Appearing alongside the rocket tank toilet, these helicopters wear balaclavas and glasses, have a rocket launcher attached to the bases of their now grey toilets, and 2 machine guns on the side of their toilet. A supportive force for the infected Titan Speakerman. They have the same appearance as helicopter toilets in the earlier episodes, aside from, of course, the grey toilets as mentioned before, with this material likely being more durable than the white porcelain. A prime example of how quick toilets are to adapt, with this toilet having its eyes and ears impaled by metal rods to nullify both the visual and audio effects of the Titan's Cinema Man. To counter the lack of sight, a deployable camera has been mounted onto its front, letting it know where to go. It moves around by thrusters protected by metal plates, and it has these rusted saw blades that it swings with. The reason for its name is its suction ability, a very odd and unique form of attack. Though we noticeably see cameramen inside of it alive, either they were simply not digested yet, or this toilet was to act as a collection system for live subjects to experiment on or to take prisoner. As we know by episode 74, the toilets will take prisoners. A toilet with a strange visor and offer various plugins that seem like a more advanced form of the vacuum toilet's eye and ear impalement. A metal plate seems to have also been shoved into the jaw too, so the toilet cannot vocalize, or at least very quietly. This unit flies with 2 thrusters on the side of its water tank, and most notably uses 2 saw arms to remove the TV Titan's shoulder speakers, hence the mutilation, so it can sneak up on and dismantle the Titan. A very large toilet that walks on spindly strider legs. It also wears a protective welding mask, but its most notable feature are the 4 blades protruding from its toilet. It can only be assumed from its attempt in episode 57 that it's tasked with holding the TV Titan in place while the parasite does its job. An airborne version of the parasite toilet, intended to infect the TV Titan. This specific modification was likely used to quite literally get the drop on the Titan, so it cannot intervene like the Titan Speakerman almost did. It is clear each member of the squad was chosen and made for this exact purpose, going to show how intelligent the toilets really are. Unlike their appearance in episode 44, they were given a weapon, a machine gun on the base of their toilet, though this one appears to have lost his glasses. The most notable feature of this toilet is the constantly rotating saw around the rim of this toilet, as he indiscriminately charges through cameras and cuts them in half. The protrusions on the side and top of his water tank have no discernible features beyond added flair, but potentially being guns, and the visor likely serves as sight and hearing removers for TVs as the engineers try moving away from the impalement. After his run-in with the TV Titan, G-Toilet now has some added lovely yellow shades to his 2.0 appearance, though the fact he wears these tells us his eye lasers are no longer functioning, likely due to the blinding lights of the TV Titan. This toilet wears some strange headgear that blocks both his eyes and ears. His legs are made of very thick metal, he has 1 rudimentary buzzsaw arm and an unknown weapon on the other, perhaps a blade of some kind for beheading and dissecting tech. As we can see, he wears a black cameraman head on his own with some wires attached, likely used for a wider field of view, and a speaker head on his front, hence the name Scavenger. Although very hard to make out, the flying buzz saucer flies into and kills his toilet when under the control of TV Woman. These toilets are similar to the aforementioned ski mask helicopter toilets, but instead of machine guns on the side, they have rocket launchers instead. A large reinforced toilet that moves around on wheels compacted with these large metal frames for additional protection. It has a large metal visor blocking its face, but its namesake comes from the fact it spews fire from its mouth, making it a very popular and unique toilet. A large-sized toilet with huge blades to cleave through structures with ease. They constantly spin and can do so in multiple directions. A variant of the Strider toilet walking on 3 spindly legs with laser cannons fitted on 2 protrusions from the back of its toilet. A large toilet with metal plates on its front and overhead. It can move these plates to create a defensive shield in front of its vulnerable face. It also has 2 laser cannons on its sides for attack. Yes, Astro toilets count. This is every toilet after all. It has very thick metal plates protecting its front, with searchlights also there. It has 2 large plane wings and 2 rocket launchers each on the underside of them. It also has incredible durability and good reaction time, as it dodges Titan Cameraman's cannon fire. It also sports red eyes, makes you think if the Saint 2 was a defected Astro toilet. It also sports a large flush protector, like the jetpack toilet, showing how primitive this Astro toilet was compared to its peers. A fleet of these toilets come flying in to challenge Titan Cameraman and Plunger Man. They have the expected helicopter blades and sport a rocket launcher on their underside, likely intended to be disposable, yet can pack a punch on smaller units. A smaller version of the toilet that attacked the camera base in episode 50, having spinning saw blades that dissect its target. However, this toilet sports rudimentary protection unlike its larger variant, and it's haphazardly tossed onto its head. This toilet uses helicopter rotors for airborne attacks. The metallic spider limbs are likely used for either close-range combat or to swoop down on targets to slice them with said claws, or to grab and drop them, though we never get to see this toilet in action. This guy was terrifying in his first appearance, instantly obliterating a large speaker man with the laser cannon on his underside. He sports a strange 5-pronged helmet and a constantly rotating ring around his toilet. The energy it generates from the kinetic forces allows Overseer to warp away and make swift movements, enough to dodge Titan Cameraman's shots. The second Skibidi bathtub is made of a metallic material and again sports the head of 3 Skibidis. Metal shielding protects the back of their heads, and 2 thrusters allow them to fly and move around, and it has 5 rocket launchers on its undercarriage. Another iconic and unique toilet, as is the utilization of a new kind of weaponry, being acid. Furthermore, the fact that it is dead, a whole skull, something never seen before. The metal structure likely holding its fragile form together. The moment it's broken, its jaw breaks. Not to mention the fact it has no nerves, meaning it can't be affected by the stun guns of the cameramen, which made it super scary. Furthermore, with the fact it teleported in, showing how the toilets have once again stolen and adapted to Alliance tech. The toilet itself is old and rotting, and it has 2 toxic barrels on its sides and a large one replacing its water tank, likely attached to the pipe that's replaced its neck, allowing it to throw up said acid. G-Toilet has upgraded once more, now having 3 lasers on each side of his toilet, totaling to 6. The metal shielding protecting his front and lasers has also thickened up, with 2 metal plates on either side. Not to mention, he keeps his snazzy yellow shades while also equipping a pair of headphones, a far more sophisticated way of protecting the ears. This toilet has a thick metal band wrapped around its eyes and ears, fixed on with a strange mechanism. He flies around with 2 giant thrusters along with 2 giant buzzsaws, but most importantly are his 6 metal claws that give him the name, with the bodies of 3 cameramen, a speaker man, a large cameraman, and the head of a large speaker man mounted onto them. Truly grim. Appearing for only a few seconds before being blown to smithereens, this toilet has a turret mounted onto it, using a laser to lock onto targets as it shoots from its twin guns. Helicopter toilets, with only 2 rocket launchers on their sides. A large fleet of these guys surround Titan Speakerman and attempt to damage him, but hardly inflict a scratch. A heavily armoured toilet with an extensive artillery. A large helmet protects his head, while metal plates defend his front and sides. He moves around on tank treads while sporting 4 rocket launchers, 2 on each side, 2 laser cannons, and 2 metallic claws. They were likely added to snatch and kill smaller agents while he rolled. Due to his size, his large weapons would be less sufficient for attacking those smaller troops. Another variant of helicopter toilets, with 2 rocket launchers on the underside of the bowl and a laser cannon under the base of the toilet. It also has those strange weapons like the buzz saucer, meaning they could be guns, or perhaps help with stability when heavy weapons are equipped. A large grey toilet with plain wings, similar to the Astro Rocketeer, with 2 rocket launchers under the wings. It also has 2 more rocket launchers on the top of its cistern, and 2 on its bowl, totaling to 8 rocket launchers. It has no discernible thrusters, leading to many theories of it being an Astro toilet, especially with the visual similarities. While not confirmed, it is widely accepted that the G-Toilet shown in episode 60 was a clone due to the lasers being a weaker model, but it still maintains the damage that the real G-Toilet sustained from episode 57, being a shattered front reinforcement repaired by episode 64, a missing panel on the right side, missing glasses and headphones, and facial scarring. The G-Toilet also uses eye lasers, the first sign in episode 65 that it was in fact a clone. On the inside is another toilet using a metal frame to move around G-toilets, matching its own. This toilet has 3 claws, 2 on the sides of his toilet and 1 in his back that hangs over his head. His warp drive spins around the base of the toilet, held onto by metal jutting from the inside of the bowl. His helmet only having a singular stripe. He gets his name from using the claw shape to clamp G-toilet in place so he can't escape his execution. One arm also transforms into a sharp blade. The others can also presumably do this. A giant Titan-sized mech that the scientist toilet puppeteers. It walks around on giant metal strider legs and has massive metal claws strong enough to tear through Astro Detainer's arm with ease. The speaker set given to the TV Titan was repurposed onto this mech, being able to release sharp and powerful sound attacks. However, it's not the only thing adopted from the TVs, as this mech can also teleport, first seen in episode 62. The small gun on the side of his face acts as a laser weapon, but also doubles as a basic rifle. We would not truly understand the capabilities of this mech until episode 67, where it showed its true capabilities, such as tentacles which could be lasers, rockets or acid rocket launchers, a long metallic tongue, similar to the parasites that is used to pull off Titan Cameraman's lens, and the secret weapon being a Skibidi branded TV underneath the speaker set. A small toilet that drives around on 4 wheels with a battering ram metal shielding on its front. But most importantly are the buzzsaws on either side of it, which slices through Alliance members easily as it drives throughout the battlefield. A toilet that takes on the appearance of internet influencer Moist Critical. It flies around with jetpack thrusters on the sides of its cistern, has 2 rocket launchers on its sides which reload by spinning around, and it uses 2 powerful flashlights on the underside of the bowl that act similar to the large TV man's white screen attack, blinding enemies to be quickly exploded. Its screams of pains are sampled from Charlie's iconic "Woo!" scream. A toilet that strangely uses both plane wings and helicopter blades on top of them. On the underside are giant bombs which it idly drops onto the battlefields it flies over to cause mass destruction. It is also equipped with a large laser gun on the undersides of its base for more potential destruction. The second rendition of the hybrid toilet. Although using the same large speaker base, the toilet is now grey. The fingers are less elongated, it uses headphones for sound protection, and has a jetpack for faster movement. The toilet is far more in control now. Instead of being naturally grown via the parasites, like the original, it is likely that there's simply a toilet artificially fused onto one of the many large speaker men that were killed. A compromise after the Alliance encountered Skibidi parasites. A much smaller hybrid, instead using the body of a large cameraman. We see in episode 78 the fusing of his body to the toilet, adding cadence to our prior theory. The toilet itself is grey and wears headphones like the peer alongside him. However, one arm has instead been replaced with a spinning buzzsaw. Perhaps the original body was damaged, or being smaller, he needed a weapon for proper defense and sneak attacks. A toilet that moves around swiftly with its 4 metal spider legs and jetpack thrusters. It uses its metallic front claws to stab repeatedly into the enemies it pins down before cleanly ripping their head off. This toilet lacks proper reinforcement, instead opting for a knight's helmet on its front. Another toilet with a strange experimental design. Similar to the vacuum toilet in shape and attack method, it also moves around with giant thrusters protected by thick metal plating on its sides and back, but also runs on a total of 12 massive wheels, allowing it to tear through streets and pull victims into its burning oven filled with buzzsaws. A toilet filled to the brim with explosives. It rolls in on large thick studded wheels protected by metal as is standard. It has C4 strapped to its front, 2 rocket launchers on its side with the rockets themselves filled with acid, packs of explosives strapped to the sides of its cistern, and pipe bombs strapped to them. They all serve a purpose. As upon being flushed, a mechanism appears, triggering a self-destruct sequence of the numerous explosives. This is the purpose, and it accepts it happily in death. This police toilet now flies using jetpack thrusters. The launchers on its sides are entirely encased in metallic shielding, with the launchers themselves firing sharp spears to impale and kill its targets. A large toilet with 4 buzzsaws attached to its body, 2 on the side of the bowl and 2 on the underside, simply meant to look imposing to sell the facade that tricks the Titans. This toilet flies using thrusters, and its wingspan is entirely made out of metal shielding and the rockets inside of them, with 2 others on the underside of the bowl, totaling to 6. This takes on a similar design plan to the police toilet, offering additional protection to the toilet's weapons so they do not get destroyed as easily or taken. Toilets in the shape of a plane, with most of their body being a giant explosive missile purely meant for kamikaze attacks. A toilet with 6 explosive flammable barrels attached to its body, also intended for kamikaze attacks. A toilet with 6 acidic barrels attached to its body, showing the toilets incorporating acidic weaponry into their everyday arsenal, but most definitely made for further effective damage in the bomb drop. Despite being in a damaged state when we get a proper look of it, what you can make from the explosions and in the darkness is that it was a large camo toilet with glasses and a helmet, with 2 large rocket launchers on the side and 2 buzzsaws on the underside of of the bowl. Basic toilets with glasses that wield 2 machine guns on their water tanks. The Mafia toilet returns, far more upgraded now, walking on metal strider legs, having metal shielding on his front. He keeps the jetpack from his first rendition along with his Mafia hat, although his face is now scarred from the injuries sustained from Titan Speaker Man. But most importantly are his 2 mechanical arms, one being a buzzsaw and the other an acidic cannon. Still maintaining his 4 buzzsaws, the arms have been reinforced and thickened to make them stronger. He got some metal reinforcement on the toilet seat, and he wears a welding mask for additional protection. G-Toilet's entire body is covered in metallic shielding. On the underside of the bowl are 2 lasers, on the side are another pair, and on top of the cistern are 2 more, and there's also 2 mounted to the sides of his sunglasses, totaling to 8, 9 if you include his new yellow core, similar to the Titans in design. He also has a metal extension on the cistern to add 2 thrusters, along with 2 more on the sides of the metal shielding around the rim of his bowl, totaling to 4 for fast and complex movement despite his bulkiness. Only in episodes 72 and 73 do we see more abilities beyond lasers, being a projected NAD shield like Titan Cameraman, a protective helmet that fully encases his head, a loud scream on par with speaker sound attacks, and energy balls that can be released from his core. Purple ones charged with energy have manipulative effects similar to TVs, while green ones cause malfunctions and shutdowns to technology. A G-clone that has lasers covering every part of its body, aside from the bottom of the toilet base, totaling to 11, made to pay homage to a common fandom joke about G-Toilet's upgrades just being a bunch of lasers getting added to them. A G-clone with thin metal wings, underneath both are a pair of quad rocket launchers. A G-clone with 4 reinforced buzzer arms, 2 on the rim of its bowl, and 2 on the lid of the cistern. The true form of the scientist that was piloting the mech. He has several pieces of metallic reinforcement around his neck, seat, sides, and on his back, which protected his mounted laser. He walks around on 4 metal spider legs and has 2 metal front claws. He has 2 thrusters for flight and wields a protected console on his front that he uses to control the technology in his lab and for teleportation. Toilets who aren't on the field, likely many of the assistants of the scientist, were given metal claws and hands for locomotion and to help around the base. A more sophisticated form of the toxic barrel toilets, having 2 barrels fixed to their sides and thrusters attached to their backs so they can control their flight path better for the bombings. A medium-sized toilet that wears a hard hat. It has 2 arms that resemble forklifts to carry around large cargo, along with 3 jetpack thrusters on the back and sides of its water tank. A medium-sized grey toilet wearing a hard hat and facial gear with an unknown purpose. It wields a buzzsaw arm that can be fired off into enemies for self-defense, and a metal claw for holding items in place and welding. 2 tentacles from its back to also fix its weapons into place. Like its peers, it also maneuvers around its subjects with the 3 thrusters on its back. A medium-sized grey toilet with 2 reinforced metal claws used for picking up items to place on Skibidi toilets. It wears a welding mask and has 3 jetpack thrusters like its engineering peers. Skibidi toilets based on Walter White and Jesse Pinkman from hit TV show Breaking Bad. They have yellow toilets in reference to the colour that dominates much of the show, while they have metallic limbs to hold their baking materials, likely explaining the erratic behaviour of the toilets. The apprentice of the scientist toilet. He has 2 metal spider legs and 2 front claws, while also being adorned with 2 thicker metal claws, using them to hold the elevator doors open. He also has 4 high-powered lasers attached to the sides, along with 2 devices on the sides of his head, which can presumably be used as laser weapons. A basic toilet with metallic spider legs and claws with a red valve stuck into its eye, in reference to Valve's promotional materials. The parasite toilets have also been given metal spider legs and claws for fast mobility and for attack. Their tongues, that used to just be wiries, have now become the basic tentacles that are shared amongst other toilets. A pair of toilets from Boom's earlier animations. It's up for debate whether their first appearances were canon, but they appear here in the lower labs of the toilet base, locked away. They're stone-faced and silent, perhaps being muted for their use of a different song, being Sleepwalk by Santo and Johnny. Also, their face models are Male 11 and Male 04. A toilet that is perpetually on fire and seems to be surviving perfectly fine. Likely the toilet's testing out their energy and fire resistance, especially against users of the element like Titan Cameraman and TV Woman. Supposedly, the first test for necromancy was smaller toilets. Their alignment here mimics the Berserk Skeletons meme. The process of reviving toilets is likely very resource intensive, hence why these guys are in the lower portion of the labs, along with lacking any equipment. Likely early experiments with hybrids or attempts to create a larger army by using smaller bodies. As we see in 74, the toilets collect damaged agents, and these hybrids are clearly damaged, with their metal endoskeletons being seen through the rips in the clothes or requiring entirely new metal limbs. These weaker bodies seem to lack control, making them inefficient for an army. Presumably the first test to see if toilets could survive and move around with their eyes and ears impaled, also testing how efficient the method is against light and sound based attacks. A toilet based off Michael Jackson, but far more horrific, with bulging eyes, deep set facial features, sharp teeth, stringy black hair, all tied together by the infamous black felt fedora. As for his equipment, he has 2 metal spider legs to walk around on, 2 metal claws around the rim of his seat. Underneath are 2 buzzsaw arms, and coming off his metallic cistern are 2 more arms tipped with 2 rusted saw blades. A small toilet on wheels with metal shielding protected its body. It wears a helmet and of course wields 4 rocket launchers total, 2 on either side of its body. A helicopter toilet with large thick metallic shielding protecting its body and expanded beyond it horizontally. Mounted on top of and below it are 2 rocket launchers each, totaling to 4. A large grey toilet with metallic shielding and 4 rocket launchers, 2 on either side of its body. An upgrade to the previous shielder toilet, being able to resist insanely powerful laser weaponry with its metallic plate shields. The toilet itself has 2 lasers on its underside and 4 rocket launchers packed near its head. When the shield is not in use, it protects these weapons and the toilet from outside damage when facing attacks head on. A large toilet that flies around with 3 jetpack thrusters. It has thick metal plating on the sides and base of its toilet, and the sides have 4 lasers, 2 on either side. Large grey toilets that wear balaclava ski masks and a rocket launcher on both sides of their bodies, totaling to 2. Helicopter toilets with a rocket launcher on either side of their body, and hanging from the underside of their base is an acid spray cannon, the one that Titan Cameron replaces his arm with. Their wingspan is made from 2 thick metal plates, held up by helicopter blades. Underneath their wings are packs of barrels full of acid, 4 in each pack with 4 packs total, meaning there's 16 containers of acid to be dropped down onto battlefields. DJ Toilet now walks on 3 thick, heavily protected strider legs that hold up his large body. His width is made up of speakers and subwoofers used to project his music. His toilet is protected by turntables and DJ setup. On the sides of the speakers and on top of the subwoofers are 2 laser cannons. The base of his toilet also has a machine gun attached to it, similar to other Strider class toilets. He still wears his iconic headphones and beanie, but also having glasses to protect himself from TV rays. Similar to his appearance in episode 60, he has a rotating ring around his toilet and 3 claws on the sides and top of his toilet. These claws now have yellow lasers between them, attaching the ends. These lasers can catch and return energy-based attacks, while forming the basic functions of grabbing and clamping down on objects. These claws can also fire lasers, have hidden blades, and can fire tentacles that can also grab and siphon energy. His chin now has a metal protrusion, and his helmet has 3 stripes, explaining his new appearance as he supposedly rose to ranks. He was also the first toilet to ever speak English. This toilet walks around on thin metallic legs. He has 1 basic front metal claw, while the other is an acidic grenade launcher. It wears a balaclava ski mask, and its cistern has been replaced with an acid barrel with pipe bombs strapped to the side of it, detonating when it's about to die to cause a destructive acidic explosion. These toilets patrol the halls of the toilet base. They have a helmet with a flashlight on the side to patrol when it's dark. They wear glasses for additional protection and to fit the security guard troop, metal shielding on the front, and of course 2 laser cannons. It still keeps its rusted toilet and wheels for movement, along with of course the removed mouth, allowing it to stay hidden in the room with the bunker squad before ambushing them. It appears to have some scarring on the left side of its forehead and right eye, potential surgery gone wrong. The wiry arms have now been replaced with tentacles used for more swift attacks, as it performs unlucky in its appearance. The most notable feature of this upgrade is definitely the Skibidi branded TV that it uses on the squad here in an attempt to kill them. A contingency mech that the scientist contained in a hatch below his laboratory has a large grey toilet and giant thrusters for movement on the back. It has 4 large high-power lasers on its side, and between the pair are the rifle-like weapons which likely have the same function on the previous mech, doubling as another laser and a basic rifle. A large toilet wearing glasses and a helmet. It has fractured metal plating on its front and 2 giant missile launchers on its sides, strong enough to shatter one of Titan TV Man's side TVs. 2 metallic toilets facing back to back, seemingly fused together with a helicopter blade allowing them to fly. They have 2 construction claws attached to their bases, used to lift giant grey shipping containers during the evacuation of the base. The buzzsaw hybrid got an upgrade, wearing headphones and glasses full time. A laser has been mounted on top of the buzzsaw, equipped with a sight for aiming, a metal rim around the bowl for protection, a jetpack, and contained on the back protected by metal shielding are 2 katanas. These hybrids appear to have custom-made bodies having layered, militaristic SWAT-looking uniforms. Both of their arms are replaced by buzzsaws. They wear helmets and sport jetpack thrusters on the side of their water tank to be efficient and protected soldiers on the field. Mutants with similarly layered military uniform and helmets. They instead dual-wield axes for melee and throwing, rather than having replacement limbs. Medium-sized toilets made of a grey metallic material. They have 2 rocket launchers, one on each side, metal shielding on the front, and 2 other metal plates above the launchers like shoulder blades. A much larger variant of the other mutant features in this episode, with the custom body and outfit. He has a large riot shield and helmet face mask, both with police written on them. He wields a giant sickle, similar in design to Death from Puss in Boots' The Last Wish. What appears to be a dart gun on his non-shield arm, 4 rocket launchers and thrusters attached to his huge water tank, and a deep blue toilet and plates on its front. A large, camo, white and grey toilet rolling around on tank treads with 5 total tank guns attached to its toilet, 1 on the centre of its underside and 2 on each side of its body. It also has 2 sets of artillery arrays on its back that can fire up to 10 rockets each. The head of the toilet is based on William Bill Overbeck from Left 4 Dead. These toilets now have explosive barrels attached above their wings, but still retain their plain shape, with the body being huge missiles. A super advanced Astro toilet, red being its predominant colour. It wears a gas mask and a 3-horn pronged helmet hiding its features. It's got an armoured toilet with a rotation ring spinning around its midsection. The base of its toilet has a small cannon, a like Overseer, has 2 giant mechanised arms based on Godzilla vs. Kong's depiction of Mechagodzilla. One arm sports a hexagonal holographic shield, while the other sports a large destabilization cannon which can shut down other shields and technologies with 1 high-powered blast. When the cannon is removed, 2 neon claws are unsheathed. It is commonly believed that underneath the mask is a canine-like species under the enslavement of the Astro toilets. A toilet that moves around on 4 metallic spider legs has 2 metal claws just under its 2 reinforced porcelain buzzer arms. The rim of the toilet has a thick metal ring around it, like a mockery of the Astro toilets, and underneath it are 2 smaller buzzer arms of the same design. A hybrid toilet theorized to be a revived Hybrid Mutant 2.0 due to his scarred, almost charred-looking face. He now sports a bandana around his forehead, potentially hiding the stab wound from the large speaker man, glasses and headphones for basic protection, a very lean and muscular build, black gloves with thin metal knuckle dusters, 2 laser cannons from his back over his shoulders, and a jetpack. He also carries around small laser mines which he detonates with his cannons. Similar to the sextuple variant of this toilet, its wingspan forms around 2 pairs of rockets on either side of its body, encased in metal plating to form its wingspan. It flies around on 2 jetpacks and lacks basic ear and eye protection. A toilet that can dig and hide underground using its 4 reinforced strider legs, with thick metal armor protecting their thin frames, also allowing it to latch onto objects like spiders would. It has metal armor on its front, but most importantly are the 3 giant acid barrels attached to the sides and above it, which rotate as it self-detonates, creating a highly destructive acidic explosion. A smaller version of the security toilets with slight differences. Aside from size and the dual lasers on the side, they have 2 turret guns on the side of their tanks, metal plating on the front of their toilet and on the tanks behind their heads, metal helmets, headphones, and glasses for basic protection. One of these smaller scientist toilets with a pair of large spiked metal claws, 2 dual spiked metal claws, and a pair of thin metallic hands. A small bit of protection, perhaps similar to the chief scientist control panel, but most importantly are the 2 laser cannons that come from behind its back for attack. Giant warships for the Astro toilets. They have very large bodies that give them an imposing square-like shape. Its sides act as runway tracks for Astro interceptors, and underneath them are giant, powerful lasers. Its undercarriage contains core penetrators and another giant laser totaling to 3. It has a large orange core on its front that can also be used as an energy weapon, along with a large halo-like shape on the back of their heads that denotes their status of being royally selected. The helmets can range between 3 to 5 stripes, and they can use projected hexagonal shields to protect their vulnerable heads. These fast-flying Astro toilets take the shape of X-wing planes. Their helmets have 1 stripe and can drop down a visor over one side of their face that likely helps with their aiming. They have overall pointed structures and a plane shape, as previously stated, with the horizontal wings having 2 fast-firing plasma guns underneath the corners. Bearing striking resemblance to many other plane toilets and the Astro Rocketeer that came before it, the Obliterators have large, heavily reinforced metal wings with 2 plasma guns each underneath them. They have plane fins, similar to Titan Cameramans, jutting out in an X shape from their backs along with their rotating ring. They have a metallic chin strap and a helmet that, similar to other toilets, drops down a protective visor. These toilets can also deploy smaller troops. These toilets have a large, heavily reinforced box-like shape. Their core splits off into an X-like shape, with each tipped by a plasma cannon. On the sides of their bodies are 2 giant laser cannons. They have 1 stripe helmets that mask their face too, and can also deploy a protective visor. While the full capabilities of this toilet is unknown, the mothership is one of the most imposing and the largest toilet we've seen in the entire series. Its mere arrival distorting the camera, hardly able to capture its full size. The underside of its body is entirely made of a giant cannon, strong enough to destroy mountains with one blast. A good majority of its bulk is made of a large circular shape that acts as a reinforced observation deck, as this toilet acts as a moving base for all the Astro toilets. 2 large cylindrical shapes are clamped down above the base. The sheer size of it hides the lower part of its face, but what we can see appears pale and aged, with red eyes and a 5-striped helmet with a gigantic royal halo showing its importance to the entire faction. The typical Strider toilet with 4 rockets total strapped to the sides of its water tank. One of the small hybrid toilets, dual-wielding 2 laser guns similar in design to the Cameramen 2.0. This toilet has its water tank flipped over so it's horizontal instead, having 4 spider legs coming from its corners. The actual toilet wears a helmet and a scarring around its right eye, while also having 2 buzzsaw arms with 2 metal claws just above them. Furthermore, 2 jetpack thrusters on its back, and on top of the flip cistern are 2 grenade launchers with an ammo crate that automatically refills them. The first female hybrid toilet in the series, she has a grey camo outfit, her legs and arms are reinforced with metal armour, with her left arm being a laser cannon. She has 2 jetpack thrusters attached to her shoulders, and her water tank has been smoothed out to a flat surface, with 4 metallic spiked claws coming from the back, and allowing her to carry and salvage Astro materials as seen with the Puppanaut's cannon. The front of her toilet has metal reinforcement and a pair of thinner metal dual spike claws tucked inside. She wears a thick grey neck brace, a helmet with a flashlight on the side, and an orange visor which likely comes down, and 2 small side cannons opposite the light. She also has blonde hair and heterochromia with blue and yellow eyes. The left side of her face is also scarred, and she may also have a thing for IKEA cameraman. The child of Juggernaut, as seen by the gas mask and explicitly being referred to as such. It has 2 mechanized arms like its parents, instead having its primary colour be orange. It has neon orange claws to slash through opponents, a hexagonal shield, 2 laser cannons strapped to its sides, and a long tail with a spiked tip. When it is defeated, it is revealed to be a dog or canine, hence the name Puppanaut. How do I even describe this thing? You all can just look at it. One of the human survivors from episode 73 was infected, and we see the transformation process here. The toilet has a well-tailored suit, a thin developing toilet bowl and water tank around its neck, and a cap similar to the assassin toilet from earlier episodes, but once it's set ablaze, it reveals his slick black hair. A toilet with several quad rocket launchers, 2 on its sides and 2 on the top of its cistern, with an American flag where its flush would be. Similar to the toilet previously, but having rocket launchers on the sides and underside of its toilet, and 2 quad launchers on the side of the water tank. A Strider toilet with thick upper legs, a giant laser on its underside, and 4 lasers on the side of its body, totaling to 5. Another variant of the Strider appears, having the underside laser in its mouth. A Strider toilet with 2 lasers on its side and 2 rocket launchers on the side of its water tank. This toilet is blue and red, being based on Superman, inspired by the at the time popular Starman meme. He grounds the Obliterator by crashing into it with 4 acidic barrels strapped to the sides with metal plates. The basic ground troops of the Astro toilets, they have an odd cylindrical water tank. The metal rods on their back create an X shape, not too dissimilar to the Glitchmobile. It has 3 metal plates on its front, a rotating device on its back allowing it to warp and dash at high speeds, 2 Astro plasma guns strapped to their sides, and a helmet that covers their face when under threat, similar to other Astro toilets. This toilet rolls around on 4 giant monster truck wheels and drives forward at fast speeds with the 4 thrusters facing horizontally on its rear end. It has a giant spiked roller on its front that crushes anything in its path, 2 laser cannons on its side, their connection points protected by metal plates jutting out from the sides, and 4 smaller lasers around the seat of the toilet that can be manned by the cameramen inside the bowl. The facial model of the toilet is also a Half-Life 2 character, being Eli Vance. An Astro toilet with an expanded bowl moving around with 4 armoured robotic legs. It can also use the large motion device on its back, supposedly to warp and dash like the other ground troops. It also has the same helmet and facial covering as them. As for weaponry, these units simply have a long, protruding gun from the centre of the bodies which fire high-power, long wind-up single shots with high damaging power, but also having 2 smaller guns folded up by their sides that can also be used for quick firing. A medium-sized toilet with glasses and a helmet has 2 flat metal platforms for toilets and alliance units to stand on and attack from. Underneath them are 2 laser cannons for self-defense. A small hybrid toilet using the body of a cameraman, as seen with the black suit, The toilet wears a helmet and carries around a rocket launcher for attacks. A much larger and deadlier version of the Astro Striders. They have similar rotating rings on the backs but much larger. They have helmets with drop-down covers instead, having singular stripes. Their toilet is conical in shape, which is its weapon, charging up a large ball of energy for destructive explosions. Finally, they walk around on 4 mechanized legs tipped with 3 claws. The ones introduced in 76 even have royal halos adorning their heads. Astro Royalty, with her main colour being red. She has scarlet red hair, topped with a spinning, glowing red halo. She has red eyes with dark makeup around them. Not too far from her eyes and on her chin are stitch lines and divots. Her forehead also has a strange mark on it, added to her gothic nature. She has a spiked choker around her neck and a fur-looking collar, being a deep red or maroon. The rim of her toilet has a large rotating red ring, and just underneath it, clamped around her shape, are 2 detaining claws. It is unknown if they are simply for visual flair or are usable. Her main weapons are the 4 tentacles that come from her back. On the ends of each are giant laser cannons able to pull subjects apart with her gravity, can be used to pull them apart with their claw tips, or to incinerate them with the lasers. She can also fire lasers from her eyes, similar to G-Toilet, which feeds theories about potential familial connection, but also being able to shoot a laser from her mouth, explaining the scars, seeing as she had to have surgery for those to be implemented. Using these lasers appears to cause great pain to Duchess, her eyes becoming bloodshot after use, and a hidden subtitle where she supposedly pleads not to be tortured. She can also deploy a hexagonal shield at will like other Astro toilets. Why so serious? This toilet is hidden within the crowd that arrives for Sanctuary at the camera base. He has a purple toilet, helicopter blades for flight, and of course, the jonker, even wearing the fedora he has in many of the Joker's depictions. Another blink and you'll miss it toilet, being in the shape of a motorcycle and having its skull head set ablaze just like Ghost Rider. The dual laser strider toilets have upgraded using Astro laser technology, their legs reinforced with metal all over, and the machine gun on their underside has been upgraded to becoming a common laser. A toilet with 2 mechanized arms wearing Adidas merch. One arm is a laser cannon and the other holds a large knife. The toilet also wears a large woolly hat known as Ushanka hats to fulfill the Russian stereotypes. This toilet has 2 laser cannons on its sides and 4 rocket launchers strapped to the sides of its water tank, 2 on either side. A larger, more specialised version of the Astro troops, having the same cylinder water tank, the helmet for defence dropping down an orange visor when under threat, metal rod shaped like an X, the 3 metal plates protecting the toilet's front, and the warp motor on the back. But these toilets have a large metal ring around their body, mimicking the shape of other Astros. They have 2 large mechanised arms. On the shoulders are the 2 Astro plasma cannons. The left arm is a large neon orange blade, and the right arm is a quad Astro laser cannon. They also appear to have a cloaking ability that makes them visible to sneak up on scared agents or pass defences for infiltration. A toilet that wears a straw hat and has a large blade on its front, seemingly not able to wield it but perhaps telepathically through unknown means. The Buzzsaw Hybrid has received some small but noticeable upgrades. The laser that was attached to his Buzzsaw is now Astrotech. He has an Astrotroop helmet that likely functions the same way as a protective visor, being able to drop down for added protection, and his katanas are edged with orange Astro steel. He can also recall the blades to his hand. His toilet rim now has metal armor around it that mimics the Astros slightly. The SWAT mutant has received some minor upgrades too. His SWAT helmet now only deploys an orange visor like the Astros instead of a full face cover, and he now wields 2 sickles also edged with the Astro steel that too can be recalled and manipulated in various different ways. The hilts pressed together can act as a defensive move, or he can throw them in a wide arc like a boomerang that slices Astros with ease. Berserker has not changed too much from his original debut. His toilet now has a new material with several thick lines dotted on it, likely making it stronger. His metal plates are thicker on his front and shoulders. His knuckle dusters have become much more thick and noticeable. He has leg armor similar to Titan Cameraman's, and his lasers have become Astro Tech. He keeps a pair of combat knives in his metal holders near his hips, along with his jawline becoming much more defined and chiseled. DJ Toilet's new form resembles that of his Strider upgrade, but of course minus legs. He instead flies around with thrusters in a compact shape. He has 2 lasers on both sides of his body, top and bottom, 2 speakers on his sides, and on his front with the center one having a DJ turntable on it. He still keeps his beanie, pink purplish headphones, and now has yellow glasses similar to G-Toilet 3.0. The metal plating around his speakers can move to the side for sound-based attacks, or move in front of them when not in use for added protection. MJ was released from the experimental portion of the lab and joined this G-Squad with new upgrades. His toilet now black and reinforced. He also has glasses, but of course keeps the fedora. He still walks around on his 4 thin metal spider legs, but his 6 metallic arms have now all been tipped with Astro steel blades for easy slicing. For added measure, 2 new lasers were also added to the top of his cistern. Based on the famous music critic, the Needle Drop, better known as Anthony Fantano, his toilet is yellow with black stripes and squares varying in opacity in reference to his many plaid shirts. His retro-style speakers are likely based on his career as a music critic, and thus would have speakers as his primary form of attack, though we never see this toilet fight. The cat toilet from episode 16 finally reappears. Being much larger, it now has a helmet with chin straps adorned to the head and has 2 rocket launchers on their sides. The Mafia toilet has been given a humanoid body, becoming the Skibidi toilet's semi-titan. He wears the protective face mask that gives him a muffled voice filter when speaking, whilst continuing to wear his Mafia hat on top. His face underneath is severely burnt and scarred thanks to his injuries sustained in episodes 28 and 67. He has 2 astro lasers on the side of his water tank and dual-wields acidic cannon blasters. The Chief Scientist Titan mech was repurposed and upgraded by Kleiner Toilet. It still walks around on massive metal legs, its metal claws have been replaced with astro blades, the chest now only has the speaker set as Titan TV Man destroyed and sliced off the TV. He also caved in Scientist's face with a core beam, and thus it was replaced with an astro laser, along with his 2 tentacles from that battle now being tipped with astro lasers, totaling to 3. G-Toilet has upgraded again. After having his right eye stabbed out by Titan Speaker Man, it's been replaced with a yellow mechanical one. His ear lasers have been replaced with astro guns. He has 2 metal protrusions which form his helmet that had a drop-down orange visor. He retains his yellow core and projected shield. On his sides, 2 of the crates have become giant thruster packs with 4 total, 3 on the underside, and 1 at the back at a slight angle. These can be rotated, allowing him to jet off rapidly with a single boost akin to astro warping. On top of these are 2 astro laser cannons, and on the side are his 2 Titan arms. The shoulders seemingly have grenade launchers. They can also operate separately from the body, having thrusters on their undersides. They're tipped off with astro laser cannons, which can retract backwards to reveal a pair of thick metal hands and 2 orange wrist blades. His primary colour has now become red, a small red energy core now on his 5-striped helmet, as he is currently the fleet commander. He is able to release some form of red gas from his toilet using his rotation ring to spread it, forcing the teleportation gate to stay open. His underside cannon is now far more red, and although this ability was shown in Season 24, he did not have a big design change to justify mentioning it, so I'll mention it now. He has laser vision, similar to other high-ranking Astros like G-Toilet and Duchess. Speaking of the Duchess, she has now been given a Titan body made of a leathery material having a dull maroon/scarlet colour akin to the rest of her design, held together with belt and straps. The red ring that had previously been around her rim was moved to the back of her body, being far larger, though she still retains the tentacles and detainer claws which act as upper arm guards. The toilet, now freed with space, has a giant red core. Her lower arms also have the same claws as Titan TV Man, instead using red astro energy. She also has another new weapon, being a glowing chain whip, the hilt in the shape of a cross embroidered with her name, maybe a gift from the Duke. As she does not have a helmet, she instead has a pair of red star-shaped glasses for protection against light-based attacks. The camera toilet has been upgraded, now walking around on 4 metallic spider legs, the upper parts now protected with metal armor, the camera lens is now blue, and wears an astro helmet. It has jetpack boosters, 2 astro plasma cannons on its sides, and its front is a shield generator. A grotesque astro toilet with a humanoid form. He has astro blasters on his arms, but can also use 2 neon orange blades, a warp ring on his back that he uses to fly and dodge, a single stripe helmet with an orange visor constantly down. It can also deploy a full facial cover to hide his maw, full of sharp, jagged teeth. Many have theorized that he is related to Juggernaut in some way due to being animalistic and sharing the same marking on the side of the helmet as himself and his kin. Kleiner now bears striking resemblance to his master. The module on his back has the 4 spider legs he walks on and 2 front metal claws. He has a heavily protected control panel on his front, just like Scientist, likely also used to control the mech and possibly teleport. He has thick neck protection and piercing yellow eyes. His tentacles are yellow instead of being standard red, and he has 5 claws with an unknown purpose, although likely functioning similar to Scientist, with his overhead claw in his first upgrade. A very noticeable upgrade with his toilet, shoulders, neck, arms, wrists, and even headphones having this form of banded metal protection. though most of his defining character traits remain, being his buzzsaw and laser arm, along with his dual katanas trimmed with yellow energy, but of course with some new additions, such as a shield generator on his other arm, his shoulder cannons and dual plasma pistols which both use blue camera energy, his jawline has become more defined, he keeps his protective glasses, and he's tied his hair into a stylish top knot. His official name was also revealed after this episode was released as Hugo Buzz, a variant of the basic Astro Troopers which have an additional plasma cannon on their underside. Similar to the Gunner Troops, this is a variant of the Astro Specialist with a gun on their underside and both arms being dual plasma cannons. Another Astro Specialist variant with a singular Astro Cannon arm and a basic metal arm, likely only meant for recon rather than for battle. The Kamikaze toilets are now grey and have thick metallic wings with 4 huge missiles like their bodies underneath them. Similar in appearance to the Obliterators, this toilet instead has a 3-striped helmet, a larger and thicker X shape and wingspan, having what could only be assumed to be turrets on top, with a helicopter blade or perhaps a receiver on the left wing. Underneath both wings are 2 huge double-barreled cannons, and on the underside of the toilet are 2 smaller cannons which contain tracking devices and plasma shots. And finally, at the centre of the toilet is a large orange core. I don't think I've ever been happier to end a video. Over 150 toilets from a series that's dead in the water. Oh my god. Thank you to whoever's made it this far. Timestamps are in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.